particular bracket, the Renewal side have yet to win a map thus far here in conference, so if they can take one against Sprout, that would be pretty nice, although failing to beat out the Renegades might not be a very encouraging sign for them, in spite of how close those maps did get towards the end of things. So let's jump into map number 1, the pistol round. Inferno, as picked by the boys over from Renewal. They'll be on the T side start, and it's out towards mid control for Kai immediately, looking for information as Slacks takes some pop shots down to mid control as well.
Yeah, very passive to start off for Renewal, expecting some over-aggression, and it seems like it's exactly what's happening. Out to Banana, pressure being applied through, even those nades going down to Ray.
Yeah, 30 HP for him already. They will fall back here from the Sprout side, so they're not going to give fully control for the frags for the Renewal camp. Also, maybe able to take any of their own right, but they've got the HP advantage, and Renewal will not be playing so active because of that. Passive out towards second mid in the apartments will only start to get control of now by Cabal. Slow walks in from News here. Spotted out by Farther, who takes some further pop shots, doesn't get any connections.
Yeah, Farther had a great performance against Extra Assault yesterday. 58 kills and 50 deaths, the highest fragger on map 1 and on map 3 in that respected series. Just trying to see if he can anchor down this B site for Renewal. They've got a Banana control, just looking like they want to act to an XE.
The taps from Farther, and the smoke does go down. He's continuing to lean out alongside Spiddy into the center of the site. They will find that first kill on Ray at last, but Dobu with a very quick responsive. Rolls will tap blind past those smokes, hearing those footsteps but not connecting any further kills. Spiddy comes forward against News instead, ahead of that smoke back towards Coffins, continuing on the pre-fire angle. The Slacks goes in the backstab, barely denies the bomb plant. Dobu was a tick away from getting that plant in. 9 falls, Cabal now left in a 1 versus 4. He's found at least 1 frag in this, but against 3 more individuals, it's going to be so tough. 25 seconds of the clock. They know they've got the time on their side.
Yeah, the time is definitely against Cabal here. Needs to try and see if he can win some of these fights, see if he can draw them out into the open, or at least hope to get a bomb plan. But even with that, he can tap it, they can swing out into the open, and Sprout just playing this so passively, making sure they play together. The bomb gets tapped, he tries to draw the fights, he's not able to find anything. Kai is able to find that last pick, and for Sprout, that whole defensive came down to a couple of pop shots through the smoke, but the bomb being denied by that backstab play in Banana.
Now, all important to remove some crucial economy away from Renewal in the start of things. Sprout will get the pistol as you would expect here. Renewal did do decent to get into the site, but without getting that bomb plant, it's going to be, again, crucial economy removed from the T-side line. The SMGs will come out for Sprout, knowing that they might be on eco. They've read this extremely well. Renewal are down to just the Glocks, the 1P250 being the only upgrade that they brought into this round.
Yeah, Farfan's got to be careful about how far he overextends down from that mid and second mid portion. And we saw yesterday against the game against Extra Soul, only 8 rounds gained on Inferno by Sprout on map 3. And it was really their city side that lacked so much, Jay. They caught 1 round. That was in the second half on their city side.
Speaking of rounds, Dobu's doing decent work in this one. P250 brought out against Farvan and Slags, gets the dinks off and gets those 2 players to drop. Renewal now somehow finding their way up by 2 players. Rolls inserting himself towards top mid, so could still flank them, could still drop that bomb, but now I focus on the A side defensive. There's 2 players there, SMG and FAMAS in hand.
Yeah, this looks incredibly promising for the T side. If they're able to bait in another overly aggressive player, try and see if they can get those MP9s up close and personal. Kai's just looking to try and see if he can find an opener.
Spotted and sprayed. Finally, another frag, a trade coming in for the Sprout side. They rotate back for Renewal's part, back into the mid control. They've still got rolls pushed up here, this time up to Banana, not quite towards top mid. He's going to re-aggress, however. What's he going to find? C9, Cabal get flanked by Ray, and the advantage stays with Renewal, and the B site's completely opened up. Rotations will come in relatively fast for Kai, but he's got to get this spray down on all 3 individuals. Smokes up, Incendiary's back, will try to deny them. They'll still get to the site, they'll still get a bomb down this time.
Oh, this has been a fantastic eco out for Renewal. Couple of kills in, they get a bomb plant. If they can make any more of it, that would be fantastic.
I mean, the round's on for them, given the fact that they've picked up those 3 SMGs. They're now going to use them against Kai and Spiddy. There's no defuse kit for them either, so this is going to be a difficult retake and all. Got Kai facing, flash in from his teammate. Spiddy will find 9. Right backed up, sprayed through, taken down. Dobu now 2 kills to his name in this round. The time is ticking away. They're going to get on that bomb. Spiddy takes the face and does find the kill in the end. Kai should hold the defuse, and it should be a second round by the skin of their teeth for Sprout. But like you mentioned, for Renewal, a massively, massively important eco, and one that they can be very happy with.
And you have to think too, as soon as that round plays out the way it does for Sprout, that's almost a wake-up call to say, okay, we're going to be in for some decent business here. Dobu, what a sequence that was from that P250 out from Boiler, just getting those dinks off, being able to overwhelm completely, and then you just see the way that Rouse overextends down from that bottom of banana position. He gets a 1-for-1, and Renewal, now going into the first gun round of the game, Jay, have got a chance of instantly resetting Sprout.
Yeah, guns out for both sides, still rocking the SMGs and for Masters, of course, for the Sprout side, thanks to that economical damage being done. But the full-blown AKs out from the T sideline. Nades up. It's Kai and Rolls that take the brunt of the early damage. 18 HP for Kai. The counter nades don't return anything on Renewal.
Now, it's been a while since we saw them get into this sort of position again. We saw the way that Renewal moved forward into the conference, Jay, was winning that DreamHack Open June event in Asia, where they didn't play a lot of top-end teams. They didn't play the Vichis or the Tylus of the world. Instead, it was Linvision and Checkmate that they were able to get a lot of wins forward to push themselves in this position today.
Also, a way that Linvision are playing in Europe right now in some of the Tier 2 cups.
Yeah. D13 as well.
Yeah. A lot of Asian teams making their moves over to Europe. I guess you could call them a part of the wave of Asia. Spinny that will counteract that wave by punching Dobu straight in the face and taking him out of the round. Caught off at a very nice crack angle over at the boiler position. News is hoping he refaces it, but Slacks is smarter than that.
I like the protocols here for Sprout. You got a nice angle that gets held from the balcony position, gives him a man advantage, and then with that, Rouse just starts putting some pressure down from the bottom of Banana, puts some nades in, he's just jump spotting the half wall. They're playing 4 and 8 with a rotate that can come back from Farfen.
Rawls has the incendiary, just jump facing. Ready to put that down as soon as he sees contact. He will keep them suppressed. Face out ahead of the sandbags. They will be able to block them out of the sight for the time being. Allow a bit of rotation time for Farben. He also gets counter smokes, so it will only be Rolls here on the defensive. They will push ahead of that Molotov as it fades. Player's going to make his way ahead of that smoke though at Coffins. Rolls is completely surrounded. Tagged up quite heavily. Farben comes up with one decent kill. Rolls gets one of his own. Drops that bomb and has allowed time for rotations to come here. Kai and Spiddy in the backlines, but Farben continues facing. Cabal is known and the time's out. He's going to go down afterwards, and indeed, that will cripple the economy of the T side.
And Renewal just so slow to act. We see the way they lose that first fight out from Boiler. They start regrouping for a BXE with less than 20 seconds left. And honestly, for Sprout, all they do is just counter util. They get some of their rotators out from City Spawn to assist with the flashes over the top. And Renewal, they needed to act quicker there, Jay. They needed to get their execution 10, 15 seconds earlier. And look at what happens there. Even Cabal falls after time, wrecks the economy.
You can see what that's going to do to the entire T-side buy as a result. Half invest for the majority of players. Upgrade pistols and Kevlar. Cabal getting dropped to Deagle. Seeing what he can do in the apartment's place. But not really much should be coming out for Renewal. Maybe they get a bomb plant to re-establish the economy state. Shouldn't be around for them though.
You can't imagine so. With this util, they would be able to at least attempt to drive the CTs back. This is a great angle for Farfen to work with.
Spray through, gets one, only one. Right, gets the trade. Spinny's held back in the apartment's entrance alongside Slacks on the site. The crossfire's held. The M4 is the thing that gets the frag first. Continues looking up towards Cabal's position as 9 takes damage out towards Long. Spinny can get that trade back and eventually double up onto 9 and all. Cabal now left as the lone player in the apartments. Backstabs inbound. Haven't seen the bomb just yet, I don't think. But either way, all bases are covered here for the CT side.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine so. Cabal is just hoping for some sort of overpeak. We saw the way that Rouse has been doing that consistently these last couple of rounds. Slacks with the off angle. Let's finally see Cabal going to swing back out from Arch, be able to get the 4th round up into the board. And for Renewal, haven't seen a lot of individual success just yet. I think the most promising round that we've seen from them so far was that eco with the P250 out from Dobu. Want to see some more pace out for Renewal. Try and see if they can really take the fight up to Sprout. They're losing a lot of early banana control, early rounds, and they haven't put much emphasis into brackets early either.
And the big problem, obviously, with that eco, the fact that they got so close, got the damage in against Sprout, but they couldn't follow it up. It just puts us right back to square one, and Sprout can start to establish their own basis. Their CT side will have the AWPs out here for Slack straight in with a peek, not quite connecting the shot. Rolls the man that takes the early damage up in Banana. I think that Molotov was what caught him down to 69. Continue playing out a bit more passively on their start here in all.
This is going to have to be a new change as well for Rouse, knowing that he's picked up the in-game leading. Flash over the top towards that Banana position. Does at least get caught by 9, but Slacks opens up with the AWP in towards that Brackets position.
all-important pick to keep control of the situation. A 4 versus 4. Rate still looking in to go for the execution early. Speedy is pretty speedy himself to the rotations. Get back towards the main cross. Rate still going to make his way out of banana. Smoke off that Molotov. The blind spray from Speedy will still catch him. Kai has fallen to the hands of the AK though. A new spraying back blind will return some damage towards Speedy. A 3 versus 3 still remains. The bomb can cross the site. Nades coming in towards Coffee to try block it, but 9 should get there safely.
They're actually going to fake it, try and see if they can draw the fight into the open. No, struggling to find the pick, and it will go the way of Farf, and they've got a late lurk. That bomb might actually go A.
And they will do just that. Dobu makes his way into the site, recognizes that nobody's here. They forced in the hard rotation. Now smoke down the Moto should buy enough cover for the bomb to get planted.
Now, the problem here for Renewal is even if they get the bomb down, they play that 2v3 post plan, what are they going to do with that? They've only got a couple of flashes. They really lack in the util.
You're going to plant pretty shallow in the site as well. Back ahead of the corner box. 9 going to push forward. A slight gap in that smoke, I think, for Slacks. Leans in to try to look for it as his teammates come in with the backstabs. 9 has made his way into Cubby now. And this could get dangerous because Slacks could not be expecting this. So tunnel vision, focusing on the site. Farven and Spiddy need to act.
Yeah, they're slowing it right down. Seeing if they're able to draw out that fight. And for 9, he's got to win this onto Slacks.
Dobu watching in at pit. Fuses out. Slacks caught with U2 in hand. 2 versus 2. Spiddy there with a fast trade back. Dobu could line up 2. Only gets the 1 frag. And Spiddy now just being toyed with his Dobu just tried to hold down the line for the time being. Burst fire. Look out towards the graveyard. Get his frag. Should hold himself in the corner and maintain his life. Maintaining the first round for Renewal as well.
Yeah, that was actually very well played for Renewal. So it seemed as if they were just going to play a 3v3 post plan on B and have Dobu getting into Arch and getting into CT, wrapping the backstab. And then they realized, actually, okay, we can force out some fights. Let's see if we can over-rotate the CTs. Dobu's just walking out A. They bring that bomb back over. And just the way that Dobu's playing time in from pit grants Renewal their first round.
And finally the start they've been looking for all this time. It's been a bit of a tough affair to get things going here in Inferno. Shots ringing out for Slacks. Will look for the players out towards the mid position. Not catch any of them for the time being. Doble jump facing. Looking into the apartments for the map control. It's default standards for Renewal though, and even more pattern than we've seen from them so far.
And since we've seen Kai get added to the lineup, Slacks has just been farming in some of the lower teams. You see the way he's played 19 maps, positive 163 KD differential, and a 1.35 rating. Definitely a star player to keep an eye out for in this series.
It's Doby to open things up. Farven picked up on the boost angle and the flash over. Trying to allow a peek in towards that short position or establish control towards long. Pretty much siphoned off any rotate potential for the like of the Sprout players. Spiddy held out towards Pit, going to move over to Mini and try press on towards Shaw. Might need to get a bit of a play going because his teammates are so slow. That bomb has been seen crossing back towards mid. Rate's going to find Kai. It all rests on Speed to hold a 1v5 defensive, and he peeks out with his back turn against News. Easy frag, easy round for Renewal. Now they have come alive.
I don't know about easy round, Jay. That almost got so far out of hand. Yeah, they do well with that opening pick. The way they use the util, they get the turn away out from that Keo angle, and Dobu peeks out from Boiler. That bomb could have been dropped. Ray was the one coming through from that bottom of banana position up from mid. If that bomb gets dropped, that could have been the round over.
The fact that it didn't get dropped was enough, and Cabal's going to turn it in against Rules as well. So now Slacks has got to save the weapon all the way back at T-Spawn. Might even get hunted as well. They're moving up towards second mid as he starts to peek in, hoping for some exits to come his way. But yeah, overwhelming on that A site and no real intentions to rotate from the Sprout side. Kind of consider that round so early. They need to hold on the weapon here. The AWP needs to stay in play because Sprout have no money, no loss bonus, and no buy.
Yeah, decent stuff in for Renewal to start getting money forward. See the way that they can now at least build up some level of a bank, see if they can put some economy struggle down onto Sprout. Yeah, that AWP's going to get saved in. What are we going to see around it? Probably not much at all. Not even worth upgrading a couple of pistols. You'll get a flash at max from Farfen. And for Slacks, you'd have to imagine for him, he has to play this round two ways. Either very aggressive, looking for impact to find an opening man advantage, or very passive to bring that AWP into the next round.
It's hard stack out towards this A site. So we'll have plenty of bodies to throw at the T side line and try and avoid them as much as possible. Protect the President. Slacks falling away. Spray through from Dobu. Will try again to the apartments. Drive them back for the time being. Stacked up on short control, information is being gained little by little. And they look to try and go towards this A site here. Slax has found news. Spiddy's got Dobu as well. Cabal with 2 trades back will maintain a 3 versus 3, and the nades coming out. Ray can follow suit. Farvan turns an AK up for 2 frags, and Slax has fallen. It's a 1v1. Somehow Sprout have forced out the issue, and the bomb is in CT control.
Farfan's just trying to toy with him. He's getting really deep down for that second mid position, and if he gets to bridge, he might be able to capitalize on 9.
He needs to hope that 9 comes out towards second mid as well, which is what he's doing. The timing's so perfect. The AK spots him, doesn't get the spray. And what was nearly an eco steal for Sprout will still go the way of Renewal. Heavy casualties taken though.
Jeez, what a shot coming through from the in-game leader of 9. That's an important kill. Whether it's an eco or not, just the fact that he even pre-aims out to that bridge position just in case he feels as if he's getting mind-gamed, because that play looked on from Farfan. You are right, though, Jay. When you look at the level of investment, they saved that AWP in, they had 1 flash, they got away with a lot of damage.
Probably shouldn't have gotten away with as much as they did, to be honest. USPs, that 1 AWP. Again, we were talking about the idea of just saving the AWP, and that being it for Sprout. So losing control of that is going to force the issue out pretty heavily from the Sprout side. Talking about the economy game and how limited it has been in this early start. We'll have the guns back in for the CTs. Renewal should also have a buyback in. We'll see that in a short few moments' time. Small tech pause before we get back into round 8. At least Renewal are keeping pace here. We thought there was a chance they might get stomped out of the server in this one. That's not quite happened so far.
I don't remember any conversation of them getting stomped out of the server, Jay. Would you enlighten that conversation?
I'm pretty sure we did say this probably is going to be a 2-0 for Sprout.
Yeah, we didn't say they were going to get stomped. I never mentioned that. I've got some faith that Renewal could put up a decent fight. Got to remember, too, this is a team that you've played 14 maps on HLTV in the last 3 months. The guys of the core haven't been in Europe since January 2020. Knowing that this is a lower bracket round 1 game, you're going to give it absolutely everything you've got. Because for a team like Renewal, I don't know when they're going to be in Europe next. I know a lot of the European teams, or at least Asian teams, are moving to Europe. That might only be for a boot camp or for a small period of time. So when you've got an opportunity like this to get some experience through, play the European competition, you're going to give it everything.
Of course, the Australasian caster has faith in the Asian team in the European tournament.
Yeah, you have to. You have to always give a little bit of faith. I mean, even look at someone like Extra Salt, right? That's coming over from North America. You kind of shape them up against the EU teams. You think it's going to be a tough one for them. They were able to upset Sprout in that first round yesterday.
That is also true, and I mean, as caveats involved, there was one team I could see Renewal taking down in the lower bracket. It possibly could be Sprout. They've always been a team that have kind of been artificially inflated to a certain extent by going through the Meisterschaft, the championship, the German championship, and trying to make their way up to high-end positions. Yeah, whereas not really getting a whole lot of great wins in stuff like Premier or other Tier 2 tournaments. So if there was a team that I would say Renewal have a chance of upsetting, it would probably be someone like a Sprout. Let's see whether they can actually do it here, to see if map 1 can still go their way. It's 4-3, still in the favor of Sprout. Very early doors right now for our series. And rifles are in for both sides. Reinvestment from Renewal. Full investment in from Sprout. -1 from Master. AWP takes fight. And Spiddy and Slacks with a vertical crossfire and quad. Drop that bomb, drop Dobu and News. Rate might also go down here. Cabal's going to try fight out of the apartments. Against his spray together against one player. Struggles against the second man. Slacks can double up. Not quite get his triple frags in. It'll be a 2v2 retake.
Oh, Raid's hearing these footsteps. He can catch them both up from Arch. That's the first, not quite the second. A lot of damage down to Rouse, now in for the clutch.
46 versus 40 HP. 9 knows that he's creeping in, puts the re-smoke down the moto, but gives up the angle at the edge of the smoke. Allows Rolls to get his double and stick the defuse for the Sprout side. Get that 5th round to the CT board. Again, casualties taken quite heavily. These rounds are not easy when they come in.
No, not at all. And I was expecting some wildness coming through from Renewal into this series, and we saw it right there in that round. Flash over the top, yeah, blinds off the top quad player of the M4A1S of Slacks. It doesn't really quite blind off the AWPer that Farfan's rocking the glass cannon in that last round. And then just the way the swing comes out from Cabal, he holds that spray for such a long period of time. To think that they were in a 3v5 to bring it back to at least in a clutch attempt, that's a pretty decent round for Renewal when you think about the mitigating circumstances.
I've got the bomb plant bonus as well, so they can rebuy back in and try and punish Sprout even further. Smokes on, Molotov's down, Dobu looks out of the sandbags. Kai's been tagged up pretty heavily by it. Counter nades have also done damage to the entire Renewal force, and Kai can get a kill for it. That's not even the low HP player. Dobu to go falling, rates at 18 HP. Kai and Rolls are on 40 and 44. That's better for the Sprout side.
Yeah, that was really well played with the util from Sprout, just making sure they keep pressure on. They're getting Kai out of trouble, and then even bringing mass players over to B. Now Rouse is spotting down to Banana. He's seeing nothing. They could just start the backstab.
They went for a heavy stack towards that B site when the fast players were coming in, but now they can dismantle that and try and remove all players from play. No one's got their eyes held towards this Banana control, so Rolls gets 1 and 2, transfers to 3. Not quite the quadra, but News will still get cleaned up. What a play from Rolls, and what's a round for Sprouts.
And this is some of the protocols that I'm really excited to see from Sprout, knowing some recent roster changes. They brought in Berry as a coach on the 30th of October. He's a guy that's had a lot of experience over his playing career. Brought in Rouse now to be the in-game leader. They brought Kai through, and you could just see it there. The util to get Kai out of a tricky position. They rotate, what, 4 players in total to that B side? And then from there, as soon as they don't see anything from Banana, well, we're just going to slow walk it.
There's a lot of potential in the Sprout side, having made those changes only about a month ago. Still trying to bed in where this roster sits in terms of their position, whether or not they can improve upon their standard just going out of the top-end tournaments. Against Renewal right now, they have got the Hero AK buy-up, and Sprouts are ready to receive it. They've got the full investment with the AK saved on 2 individuals. From our still for Speedy, not like it will matter. Slacks takes first kill, Dobu to 4.
Just a lack of utility in this round. Even though you've got a couple of smokes and a couple of flashes, you try to think to yourself, oh, we kind of want to use them late, see if we can just jiggle peek a few of these angles, catch an opening man advantage or something. This Hero AK, you'd have to imagine, has got to be in for some level of damage.
It's got to at this stage, and I'd like to see it passed off to a player with Kev like was on news a moment ago, and now it's been removed from play by Kai, who gets his double up. Cabal picks it right back up and turns it into Kai's head, so transfers back to the 4 versus 2. The CTs will back up with smokes down onto the cross. Nine's going to flash it as well, try and keep Slacks at bay, which it will be successful in doing. Rolls hears the footsteps of the player coming in close. Nine still gets the tap on the drive-by, so there's a second AK to play with and a 3v2.
Oh, this backstab again is just going to kill him, surely. Oh, even the spam coming through. The smoke helps out Farfen. They don't check their corners. And this is now 2 rounds that we've seen in this first half where they've planted open for that Banana position rather than planning behind the fountain, giving themselves some more cover. And they've just got no information, no eyes on Banana. And that backstab, it's just a breeze for Farfen.
As he's done many times before. At least for Renewal, the lost bonus will start catching up to them. They can try and equalize against the economy state of Sprout. Still be harsh on the buyback, though. The 2 Galils for Dobu and Rate. Famar still in for Sprout. Interestingly enough, Spiddy has not bought that weapon. He's had it for a number of rounds. He hasn't had a chance to upgrade and pick up one of the dropped M4s or the dropped AKs. Maybe this might be that round where they can find confidence. His nades on Kai at the start, just jump facing in towards the Banana position. Gonna get ahead of the smoke. They love taking these aggressive peaks, and Renewal have done nothing to counter it.
There's so many gaps in the offensive, and that's another thing that we talk about with these underdog teams, especially with the Asian teams up against European competition. It's just the gaps that get exploited, and right here, full range of the Banana control. Even Farfen gets boosted up over that long smoke, and there's just no presence. There's no one there at all.
It's going to be the key difference maker as well to allow teams like Sprout to be able to overwhelm Renewal. Jumping in from Kai, hunting for T-side presence. Molotovs will come back behind the stack and drive him away permanently. We'll try and boost up his teammate as well on the first boxes. It's Kai that stands there with Rolls. Flashes at the ready. Galil's taking face. Just keep their heads tucked away as the T's rotate back out towards mid.
They just haven't baited enough util. You can even see Slacks has got an incendiary. He's playing down into the side. They can just try and slow the T-side push down from Brackets control.
Counter-action util. Speedy's going to get siphoned off towards the back of library. Farven peeks in at Archers instead. And Speedy's going to indicate that he's retreated back. Reface alongside Farven. He will end up dropping, but Speedy still finds the trade back and holds on to a 1 versus 4 for Cabal now. He gets that 1 kill on the site, but the bomb's been dropped to CT control. Still rotate and leave it alone, however. Got to get those 3 players on the crossfire. So as Cabal waits, it'll just be even better for Sprout. And even then, waiting out the timer, 13 seconds left to it. So long as they hold their positions, Cabal's got no way into the round and no way to escape with his life. Spiddy with a triple, and the half goes the way of Sprout.
Now we're just starting to see some very clever, gimmicky stuff in from Sprout there. So they have the idea of trying to look for info in from brackets. Spinny's the one with the FAMAS. He gets that flash forward. He moves back. Now with Long being smoked and he's got a teammate that's rotated into Arch, he realizes the only way that he can escape really is running through that smoke, getting back out to safety. And what his teammate is able to do from there is Farfen peek forward, drive the attention away. And then from there, as soon as they realize there's an Arch player and the FAMAS has fallen back, where do you look? You're trapped in two different situations. And it just means that crossfire is so solid from Sprout. Finally, a tactical timeout coming through from Renewal. I think we both say a little bit too late, right? It's already 3-8 down.
Yeah, I'd agree on that front. A lot of work to do, and they might not have left enough room to do it in. 5 rounds to make up here, and as you mentioned, they haven't got a chance to make it in this half. They've got to let it go. They've got to go A7 at best. And the buyback in this round also not looking great. A half invest with Head Kevlar and Mac 10s and Tech 9s and Eagles and PT 50s. Not a lot to work from. And to be fair, again, they have done damage with these weapons. But right now they need rounds. They need to get something on the board rather than just dishing out damage to the CT side. Instead, it's damage coming in against the HP numbers of the T line. Rolls gets rate, or the HG kind of get domed in by News. Counter smokes back and flashes coming forward for Rolls' part. News will be forced back away with further utility coming in for the CT forces. Backstab again from Spinny. Rolls gets his kill. Farven spots one player jumping past the smoke. Rolls will get a kill in the back lines and must be aware that News is in the Shire. Gets caught anyway with Cabal falling to that backstab. It's a clean-up round for Sprouts.
I feel for Renewal here, Jay, because they're just getting hammered in these last couple of rounds. And that one right there, it's like, right, the protocol is, let's slow it down, let's bait in the early util towards Banana, and then we'll act. We'll get a couple of flashes over the top, let's just go. So we're not going to be running into the incendiaries or the HEs, and then what do they find out? They're running into 2 incendiaries, 3 HEs, and then by the time Sprout know exactly what's going on, everyone's rotated towards CT spawn with further flashes, and just setting rounds up from that new box position.
The sprays through from News, comes up with that opening frag in towards mid-control. Slats can find a responsive at least. Taking a bit of damage, so it's a 4v4 HP advantage for Renewal's part. Counter nades in towards the Brackers position, shouldn't do much towards 9. Dobu waits the apartments for the face. Slacks might give it up to him. Rolls could also be the man to do so instead. Will they extend out here like they did over in Banada?
That was a decent start in for Renewal, trying to bait in a mistake, an overly aggressive play. Dobu might have the right idea, peeking forward, not quite a couple of kills. Slacks is getting all the trades.
The worst part about it is that Dobu had them lined up. In theory, he could have gotten both of those frags. Just wasn't aware of the AWP quick enough, couldn't react to him fast enough. Now Kai on the B side becomes the focal point. I spotted out Rate, smokes out that main cross as the CT cross gets smoked by the T side. Rate wins out the aim duel and gets the advantage for Renewal here to get the bomb down.
This looks much better to come through from Renewal. Spinny thinking about putting the incendiary down to that default position. Slacks is so slow to rotate away from A.
I don't even think he wants to go for it. I think he might just be on for the save. Spinny might stick around for the exit frags. A 2v3 retake is tough to win. Allow Renewal to go to their 4th round up on the team side. And they've got money to buy around this as well, so if they can keep the M4 and the AWP... Actually, it's going to... Is it late retake, or are they just going to look for exit frags? And Cindy on the back lines. 9 peeks in, Cabal waiting, they won't take face. Rate is now known, they do catch Slacks, and they will get Spitty as well, so... Bit overzealous for me on that one, I don't know what Sprout were aiming for there.
Yeah, I guess they know that their money's not crippled. They're going into round 14, everyone can buy, so you're just hoping for some exit frags. It seemed as if they wanted to see if an opportunity would present itself, if they're able to get sort of that molly out to dark and it forces a player out into the open 2v2, okay, we go for it late. It does mean if they don't convert round 14 with players alive, the buy in round 15 could be slightly awkward.
They have investment here for the time being. They want to win this kind of a round if they want to try and maintain the best half that they can get at this stage. 11-4 is still a plausibility for Sprout. I want to say a likelihood for them. Make sure they don't choke this. Farven drops in, catches Dobu with his back turn, drops that bomb already. Not sure if he got that last piece of info, but he's going to stick around towards top mid. He could catch Rate on News or both of them, and neither of them. Instead, the trade comes in.
And now Renewal just hoping that they can get some security, just not allow the CT side to continue moving forward. News is waiting for an overswing or a slight peek out for the AWP. Slacks is looking for it.
Ball and back as Kai engages again, pushed up towards top of Banana alongside Rules of the crossfire. M4 will start taking face, and Rate is not expecting of him, so the kill comes in for the CT player. 2 less standing. News just dry-faced upon by Spinny, but he does get punished for it. Kai continues to extend, but News can't land the frag against him. 3 HP now upgrading to the AWP. 2 of them in play for the CT side, in Cabal so far away from position. We'll try and look for them. Can't get the frag, struggling to do so desperately. Martov Zini will find a line into that B site. It is being marked up by Rolls on rotation. But the bomb plant might be the best thing he gets here, and now it's being covered off for certainty. Smoke down, bomb plant will be attempted. Rolls just going to blind fire through it. Knows exactly where that plant comes down for. Wins that 10th round for Sprouts.
And you can really tell that someone from Sprout, whether it's been Rouse or whether it's been Berry, has been doing homework here for Renewal, because it feels as if Sprout are playing such a different game to what I saw from them yesterday against Extra Salt. They're playing with some more flair, they're playing with more confidence, they're getting so aggressive, which is something we didn't see up against the North Americans, and maybe that was why they struggled so much on their city side against Extra Salt. They only managed 1 round on their city side. Here today, they're looking at 11.
Second tactical taken before we close out the half here. Again, kind of a bit late, kind of, I don't want to say a bit of a waste, but it's the best thing I can come up with right now. Like, I just don't know what you do from here for Renewal. Like, you've got 1 final chance to win this final round of the half. They have got a buy at least, so there's that. You get the AWP, can drop some AKs. Nine's got to think about how much he wants to use his $6,000. Mac 10 in for Rate indicates they might end up buying up the AWP. Actually doesn't go for it instead. Straight AKs across the board for 4. Rate with the extra utility. Back ahead, Kevlar and Rolls actually might allow Rate to get a decent frag in. The AWP has slapped the face of him first, catches his teammate, doesn't quite connect the shot. They have the info though.
You know, Sprout taking 3 players to B early round, putting a lot of incendiaries and HEs down to that position, making it nearly impossible for Renewal to take this banana control in the early portion of the round.
And that's per usual. Rolls just pushes up towards that banana position. Gap in the smoke. Flashbang forward. He spots 1. Still doesn't reveal his angle, though. Gets to that gap in the smoke and realizes that the teams have backed off even further. They're going to go for another backstab. Second time it's going to work out for him in this map. He can line them all up. He only gets the 1 frag. So much damage done to Dobu, but he stays in play. 9 re-extends to try and mark off that banana position. But the info's been gained for Sprout. They can set up 3 players on A.
And that's the most important caveat of that round, Jay, is the information gathering. They can leave Kai. Here is that B anchor just to see if they retake a tool, use any of their nades. And for Renewal, they're running out of util at this point. They need an opportunity. They need a frag. Kai's going to get forced down to the open, at least towards Banana. That frag needed to connect. It doesn't happen.
Wonderfully done there. 4v3. Cabal evades 1 more player. Nade back. That's perfect. Dobu's dead. 2 standing now for Renewal, left it in this half, 36 seconds to act to the bomb site. Slacks doesn't even get caught on Noise's part. That's another frag that can go the way of the CT side, and Spinny will close against Cabal to make it 11-4 for Sprout at the turn of the first half.
In a quiet town, bodies fall upon sacred ground. By the flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get you. I'm coming.
Well, Jay, we definitely saw some glimpses to come through from this Renewal side. The issue that I spotted out the most, though, was the late round. How many opportunities they had in those 2v3s, those 3v3 situations where they just weren't able to really gather themselves. So going into this second half, that's going to be an area where they have to look at how they can really tighten.
The big thing for them as well right now is the focal on the comeback, and all 11-4 up for Sprout for those of you just joining us in this second half. Renewal have got a lot of work and a long time to do it in. Heavy favourites over on the Sprout side to win this first map. Renewal's map pick could fall heavily out of favour for them. USPs versus Glocks across the entire board of both teams. Smoke flash on for Spinny, a second flash for Slacks as well. Utility in for 9 over on the Renewal defensive. Nades out from Dover will try and stop them from making their way forward. It's a fast play out from the T side though. B side's already been conceded. They haven't quite got a bomb down yet, but they will get there.
Oh, look at Speedy. Oh my goodness, he's going to get behind them. Surely no one's going to check this. This is such a sick play.
Again, even on the T side, Sprout are doing this again. He sees 3 at the very least, maybe even catching all 4. Slacks the first casualty of the half though. News has kicked things off on the right foot. They're going to extend against Dobu. Finally, Farmer can take him down. Kai in the corner, up at first. Gets that one frag, is traded in the end, as well as Speedy falling. It's all to Farman in the 1 versus 3. They stick the defuse. They're just on it straight up. Farman's got to get that frag immediately, and he doesn't find it. Rate to mark off his man and to get that 5th round for Renewal. You would have thought that backstab would have been everything there for Sprouts.
Yeah, I guess the issue there is how much pace comes through for Renewal. If they were slow walking Banana and they tried to be quite sort of slow and patient in the matter, then maybe a couple, even a triple could come through from that backstabber Speedy. Because they're so quick, he's so far away from them, he struggles with some of the Glock kills, and Renewal, even though Sprout hit them with a lot of pace, that retake was so quick too.
Yeah, I don't know how Sprout couldn't get as much out of that round as they should have done. Pistol does go the way of Renewal. They get the force back in, of course, with the AKs and the Galils. But already Farvan's been tagged up heavily in this Banana face. Going heavily rested towards this. Cabal could still get caught off guard, but Farvan does not catch a tag, let alone a frag. Trade out that Galil to someone with higher HP. Play out the default.
Yeah, Renewal just sleeping there on those B-side anchors, passing util off from one another. And look at this positioning in from Kai. Just a slow walk forward.
News gets caught off, not suspecting him at all. Dobu now on the site as 9 gets engaged, and Dobu can find that one trade. No, the Speed is in the apartments with Incendiary off to try to force him back, but his concerns we need the 3 players here towards short. He lines up damage, no kills. 4 versus 2. A site's completely taken over, and Renewal have one defuse kit on Cabal, but the best bet for him is to save, and Rate already knows it.
Yeah, it's just not good enough there for Renewal. They've got to hold their own. They can't just be sleeping at the helm. You saw again, not only do the B-side players get caught off by that lurk play from Farfan, Kai's able to walk up short. Where's the jiggle peek? Where's the slight information gathering? There's no one up in Keo. There's no one pit. There's no one literally anywhere in that position to gather that information. And it just means that for News, he's waiting for the apartments pop. He's waiting for that walkout. And instead, the walk comes in short. He's got no idea about it.
Caught so far off guard. Renewal pay the price for it. Another round to go to the board. A Sprout, their first of the T side, their 12th of the matchup. And of course, what's worse than losing the pistol is losing the conversion. Renewal just done that. They've got to force the buy around these save weapons. It's double eco status for 3 players.
And we've got to see some oomph from some of the experienced guys. Dobu and Cabal, that powerhouse duo in the Mongolian scene, been playing together for over 6 years now, Jay. A crazy period of time. Nearly 700 maps played when you look at the Mongols and 5 Power, August, Tiger. They've been together for ages. This is now an opportunity to step up. Otherwise, this Inferno could just be taken away from them.
Right now, the 2 players kicking and screaming at Dobu and Ray. Cabal's a little bit quiet. Dobu's having a hell of a time thus far, at least finding whatever picks he can find. At the moment, Smoke's out of the execution. Sprout getting into the B side once again. Mac 10 does get caught a little bit overzealous. I've seen a lot of overzealousness there from Sprout. Maybe a bit too complacent knowing that they are up against Renewal. Being punished on occasion for it, but they can bring it back to a 4 versus 4. 4 versus 3 now as Dobu catches Kai again out in the open low HP, sticking in with the lurk. And they might try their hand at this retake here.
They've got to attempt it for Renewal, you have to imagine. Decent position for them, man advantage. They've got to start getting a move on, and they need this pick towards Banana.
News moving up. Cabal trying to find an angle as well. Rate making a lot of noise to this. How much info did the T side have? Slacks held back at Dark. News wins out the fight against Farben. 2 players to line up for the AK as Slacks gets those 2 kills in. Now stalling against time here. A tap for the triple. Maybe even not. No, News can take him down. And they have no kit to try and secure the round regardless. It'll be 13 with Sprout. Even if they do take 5 casualties, they'll take 4 players from the Renewal side and they've still not got enough money to buy.
Oh, what a hold that is from Slacks. Just wasting time, not really giving himself too much of a wide swing, holding the tight angle out from that pillar position, and without really the time to work with, that's going to be a difficult case for Renewal. Sprout getting up to 13, and Renewal look at the situation and think, well, we're probably not going to eco here. Things don't look that promising. We might as well buy it again. If we can win this round, we give ourselves a way back in. We reset the economy from Sprout. It's ballsy, though, and I like it.
At this point, you kind of need to go for a Hail Mary play like this, because if you low for the eco, you're up to 14-5. Lose a gun round there, it's 15-5 for a half by force buy. It's game. Renewal can't afford to let that happen, so they'll try it for round 19 instead. SMGs, of course, cross most of the board. 1 M4, 1 CZ, 1 for Mars. 9 core ahead of the smoke. Still just blind firing. Scored that first pick. Dobu struggles with his pick back on the trade. Spots the second player as well. But they escape Banana in the 4v4.
A decent pick that comes back in for Renewal. The issue here is the A side. They've only got 1 player of News to try and defend. And for Sprout, they're just trying to see if they can force out some over-rotations, see if they can start working some of this apps lurk. And for News, he is going to get support by everyone on his team.
3 players here on the site. Dobu in particular taking face out towards short. Again, struggles to control his spray. Comes up against Rolls there with the trade back, and News can follow suit onto the man. So, advantage maintained by Renewal, but both players in his box. They're both going to get caught off by Slacks. News struggles to find his kill. Speedy will double up. And now it's all left to right now. Edge of the smoke coming in towards Moto. Will push forward. See both the players struggle with his spray again. Sprays have been struggled across the board here for Renewal, and it will cost them 14-5.
Jay, I feel like I'm back home, mate. That's just classic Asian CS right there. 2 players in the exact same position. What is going on? Oh, my goodness. Renewal.
You moved to EU to avoid this, and then
Mate,
Asia's come back to join you.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Those are all the memories.
Memories or nightmares, I'll let you pick from whatever one you want to have there, Blake. Eco now for Renewal, and it's going to be a nightmare for them at the most. USPs, the Eagles on 2. No Kevlar, no util. Straight up, going to have to play for overtime from 15-5 down. And the Mac 10 of Kai can get the first pick in so easy against Dobu. News trying to force it back in the apartments, trying to get 1 trade here and now. That Deagle being one of the better weapons that they've got. It might fall quickly. Indeed, it does.
Well, what's been difficult too for Renewal is I feel as if Sprout have just come into this first map with no respect. Just a lot of aggression, a lot of over-peaking, full confidence, and it's made it difficult for the Mongolians to start exploiting anything that they've done prep on.
You think about how many times they've gone for backstabs here on this Sprout side, and you just get the case in point right there. 1 kill on a low HP. Mac 10 will come in for this round, but it's traded so quickly and followed up by another good frag on Rolls' part. Cabal 1 versus 4 USP against the rifles. There's just no way, unfortunately. Like, you can hold as much hope as you want to, but in realistic terms, Renewal be down 15-5 for map point for Sprout. Renewal's map pick of Inferno. We said there was possibilities here for them to get this map if they could get it out. But I think the fact that they got this weaker map for Sprout in the pool, in the DeVito, and they're still dominating in this kind of fashion just shows the skill difference and the gap between EU and the rest of the world.
Yeah, exactly. You look back at that DreamHack Open June event, they picked a lot of dust too. I guess when they look at it today, they've decided to go in for a bit of a punish pick, try and see if they can put their Inferno forward, and it just hasn't quite worked out the way that they would have liked. You'd only imagine that going into the second map as well, that they'll just start thinking things over, have a bit of a chat with their coach of Hellhound, the 39-year-old, one of the oldest coaches we've got in conference.
Kind of surprised we haven't got more coaches that kind of age, but you know.
I think we've got Ozstriker that's 43 from LDLC, the old 1.6 player. But yeah, not at that level.
Usually when you think of a coach, though, you're like early 30s at most. So it's, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. He's not used to it.
No, I'm not. Well, map point for Sprout. 10 of them to get past Renewal. They take some early nades into the mid-control. And the AWP does not quite find the frag on Dobu. At least he spotted him. Well, right now, suppression is good for the CT side.
And towards this banana contact, you could just see the way as well, the difference that we spotted from how Sprout were taking banana. This could even just be quite a quick abs pop, just a split into the A side.
Incendiaries to counter, smokes to the ready. Dobu with his M4 will blind fire on Kai. Expecting he might have crossed out, but the continuous sprays from both players would eventually catch him. Advantage gain now for Renewal. News looking for a bit more and will drop that bomb. Dobu's traded, rolls, doubles up, immediately gets back control. And he's backing from his teammates, though he's pinned in a corner. Caval's struggling to find him here. He gets top of the box and that ultimately costs him. But Slacks has found a kill in the interim on long. They know where Caval is. Utility in hand. Spitty will shut him down. And it's Rate now alone in this round. A 1 versus 2 for him to hold on to something, anything for Renewal here on Inferno. Rifle got to get peeked out, got 1 flashbang, no kit. The AWP is now watching that Moto entrance, and Rage is going to give him the peek that he wants. When he wants it, shot connects, it's easy as that. A 16-5 map 1 win for Sprout to get things kicked off in our elimination game.